Hey, what's up mga ka-otap? This is AutoWorks and welcome to my channel. At kung bago ka sa channel ko, please subscribe to this channel. Just click the red button and the notification bell para update ka sa mga future uploads ko. And for today's review, we're going to review the Marvel Legends 2-pack, Magneto, and Professor X from the movie X-Men. And before we go and start the review, I just would like to shout out and also thank Sig for letting me borrow his figure for us to review. So let's now go ahead and start the review, but first let's go ahead and check the box itself first before we go ahead and unbox this figure. So for the box, in front of the box, we have a huge window. So as you can see here, you can see that 2-pack Magneto and Professor X. So here's Magneto and Professor X, and the Marvel Legends logo, and Magneto and Professor X again. And on the side, we have a silhouette of Magneto and Professor X, and on the top and on the bottom, and here's the back. So just a silhouette of Professor X and Magneto. So let's now go ahead and unbox this figure. And here's Professor X and Magneto out of the packaging. So, napakadaming accessories. Sobrang ganda ng mga details. Let's go ahead and talk about that later. But looking at these two figures, it's very awesome indeed. So, before we start and take a look at the figures, let's go ahead and check the accessories na sobrang dami. Nakasama ng mga figures na to. And here's the accessories of Magneto and Professor X. So as you can see, sobrang daming accessories na kasama ng mga figures. But let's go ahead and take a closer look first for the head sculpt of Magneto. So ito yung young version ni Magneto. Sobrang linis, sobrang ganda ng paint application ng head sculpt na to. And let's go ahead again and focus the camera. So yan, so kung makikita nyo, kamukha talaga siya ng actor na gumanap kay Magneto. Sobrang ganda ng pagkakasculpt ng head sculpt na to. At as you can see, meron din shading sa ulo or sa buhok. So yan, let's go ahead and check the other head sculpt. So here's the old version ng Magneto. So ito yung may helmet na old version ni Magneto. So napakaganda rin, napakalinis din ng paint application. Medyo meron lang tayong konting dot dun sa ilong, pero that's okay. So kawig din siya nung old actor na version na gumanap kay Magneto. Sobrang linis. At yung helmet niya is glossy. Napakaganda nung, napakalinis din. Okay. So, let's naman check natin yung isa, yung unmasked head or yung walang helmet. So, ito yung old version ni Magneto. Kamukha rin siya nung actor na gumanap kay Magneto. At napakalinis din ng paint application nito. Sobrang solid talaga ng mga head sculpt ng ni Magneto. Sobrang ganda. Let's compare this one to the young version. So here's the young version and the old version of Magneto. So as you can see, napakaganda talaga. Okay. So let's naman check. We have here the alternate hand of Magneto. So we have this open hand and a closed fist hand for Magneto. And let's go for the accessories of Professor X. So for Professor X, we have an alternate head. This is the old version or ni Professor X. So napakalinis din. At napakakamukha rin siya ng actor na gumanap kay Professor X. So walang walang buhok. So napakasolid din ng kulay. So other accessories, we have out hands. So we have these open hands. Two open hands. And we also have here the close or medyo open hands na kamay ni Professor X. And bukod sa head sculpt, meron tayong yung wheelchair syempre ni Professor X. So ito yung kailangan nating assemble. Teka, assemble lang natin yung wheelchair ni Professor X. So lagay lang natin to dito. And the wheels. Here's this side. And the other side. So napakadali lang niya i-assemble. Okay. So napakaganda nun. Yan. As you can see, movable din yung wheels ng wheelchair na to. Okay, so that's the accessories for Professor X. Now, let's go ahead and take a closer look for Magneto figure itself first. So, naka-focus natin yung camera. So, for the head sculpt of Magneto, sobrang solid din. Ito yung naka-grind yung teeth ni Magneto. So, angry face. And for the helmet, so it's a different helmet. So, meron siyang mga shading or parang black shading. At parang meron din siyang washes sa black sa helmet niya compared dun sa old version ng head niya. Pero napakaganda pa rin ng details. And for the cape, malambot yung cape niya. And there's a texture here in the shoulders. And meron tayong different texture dito sa kanyang chest part. Sa parang armored part niya. And for the back of Magneto, so we have here a plain black or plain maroon. So walang details. But in the front, we have an armored version. And for the arm, so meron din tayo ditong konting texture dito sa bicep ni Magneto. And as you can see here on the cape or on the other side, so meron tayo ditong glossy na gloves ni Magneto sa forearm niya and for the hands as well. Pero meron tayo ditong counting maroon na kulay as you can see here sa dulo. And for the legs, so meron tayo counting details and have a glossy boots. So magkaiba yung kulay. So ito glossy talaga to yung boots niya, but for the pants, so para siya sa atin yung kulay na black niya. And let's go ahead and remove the cape. Try natin remove yung cape. So as you can see, madali lang din siya i-remove. So meron tayo ditong hinge or sa neck niya. Okay. And if you notice kanina may butas tayo sa likod. So doon lang natin ikakabit to para sa cape ni Magneto. Lalagay lang natin tong peg na to. Okay, so para yan. Para hindi siya maging movable or nag-wiggle. So balik lang natin yung head sculpt or try natin ikabit yung other head sculpt. Here's the unmasked head na young version ni Magneto. Napaka-solid, napakaganda. Okay, so parang solid nun. Try naman natin yung other alt head. So we have here the mask. So yung may helmet na old version ni Magneto. So, sobrang solid yun. So, again, try naman natin yung unmasked head na old version. Okay. So, as you can see, napakadali lang niya ikabit at tanggalin. So, very easy lang siya ikabit. At napakasolid talaga niya tignan ng details ng Magneto na to. Okay, so again, let's compare these two helmet. So, again, the other helmet have weathering style and the other helmet is glossy type. And there's a different style din or different design ng helmet nila. Okay, let's here's the other side. So okay, so lang ko, balik na natin tong original head ni Magneto. Okay, focus na natin yung camera. Okay, so let's naman go ahead and try to check Professor X. Teka, ayusin natin si Professor X dahil galing siya sa po sa kanyang wheelchair. Okay. So, for the head sculpt of Professor X, sobrang solid din. Sobrang kamukha din siya nung actor na gumanap kay Professor X. Napakaganda din ng paint application niya. And as you can see here, napakalinis. Wala akong nakikitang masyadong dumi. And for the body, so siguro, itong chest niya or itong coat niya, hindi siya natatanggal. So, nakadikit na siya compared dun sa cartoon version ni Professor X na natatanggal or na gagalaw natin siya. But for other details, so napaka-simple body lang to. Just a tie and suit version ni Professor X. And for the other details, so yan. And try natin kabit yung alternate head na old version ni Professor X. So okay. So, yan. Kamukha din. Sobrang solid talaga ng mga head sculpt ng figures na to. So, ito meron lang tayo dito medyo malaking gap sa likod. Try natin isagad kung masasagad pa natin yun. So, I think yun na yun talaga. So, meron lang tayo malaking gap sa likod na makikita natin. So, yun lang yung medyo gripe sa figure na to. Teka, adjust natin na konti. Baka matago pa natin siya. Okay. So, I think that's it. So, medyo parang nakaangat lang yung ulo ni Professor X. I'm not sure, pero balikan natin yung original head niya. Okay. So, I think that's it for the details of this Magneto and Professor X. Let's go ahead naman and check the articulation of the two figures. And for the articulation, let's start with Magneto first. So for the head articulation, he can raise upward up to this one and tilt down this far, tilt side by side, very minimal, rotate side by side. And for the arm, teka, medyo matigas tong joint niya sa shoulder. Teka, try natin ayusin. Okay, so he can raise outward up to this far. Teka, balik lang natin, medyo matigas talaga siya. Okay, so for the arm, try 360 and have a double jointed elbow na hanggang ganito kasagad. Okay, and we have a rotation for the hands, forward and back. Okay, so for the body, so we have upper torso crunch forward only and lean back up to this far. Okay, so hanggang ganyan lang. So as you can see, meron tayo ditong black texture. And for the waist swivel, so I think meron tayong waist swivel, but we have an upper torso swivel and movements. And for the legs, okay, for the legs, so he can split up to this far and kick forward this high and kick backwards. So very minimal lang. We also have a double jointed knee. Teka, medyo matigas din. Try na sa kabilang side. So ito yung pinakasagad ng bented knee niya. And we have a boot rotation and forward and back for the feet and a rocker. And for Professor X, for the head sculpt or for the head articulation, he can raise upwards up to this one. And for tilt down up to this far. Okay, so again, tilt up and tilt down this far. Tilt side by side, rotation, and for the arms, sideward and 360. We also have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and rotation for the hands, forward and back. And for the body, crunch forward up to this one and lean back this far. Okay, and we have also waist swivel and split. He can split up to this far. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee. Okay, and for the feet, rocker, forward and back, and again rocker. So that's the articulation for these two figures. Now let's go ahead and do a size and comparison. Let's start with Magneto first. So Magneto stand tall. Let's focus the camera. So Magneto stand 6.5 inches. And for Professor X, nakatayo lang natin yung Magneto. So for Professor X stand tall. Okay, so onti lang, parang 6 flat or 6'1" si Professor X. So a bit short compared to Magneto. Okay. Oops, nagtumbahan na sila. Let's go ahead and stand these two figures first. Okay. So we have here the movie version of Wolverine. So let's stand Wolverine here on the side of Magneto. And we also have the movie version. Let me go ahead and grab that figure. Here's Deadpool from the 2-pack. Okay. Nakatayo lang natin maayos. So here's the size comparison. So as you can see, mas matangkad sa kanilang apat si Wolverine. Okay, so again, compared to that one and to these two figures again, for Professor X and Deadpool, mas patangkad din si Deadpool. So mas maliit ng konti si Professor X kumpara dito sa tatlong figures, movie version ng Fox for the X-Men movie and Deadpool. So that's it for the size and comparison for these figures. And there you have it, ka-otap. That's our unboxing and review for this Marvel Legends 2-pack Magneto and Professor X from the movie version, Fox movie version. So I must say, for the details of these two figures, sobrang solid lang. So meron lang ako medyo konting gripes kung sa plastic na ginamit kay Magneto. Ito yung mga type ng figure or kind of plastic na medyo hindi ko gusto kasi medyo nahihirapan akong itayo dahil sa klase ng plastic na ginagamit sa figures na katulad na itong kay Magneto. But for the details and also for the head sculpt of these two figures is so awesome. So for the rate, or I can rate these two figures is I think 9/10 for these two figures because the head sculpt itself is very awesome na. And there's a lot of accessories na included for these two packs. So sobrang solid deal. So I think that's it for our video for today. And I hope you enjoy watching this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. And also leave a comment kung anong tingin nyo sa two figures na to, kung sulit na sulit ba talaga para mabili or para idagdag sa mga collections nyo. And before we go ahead and end this video, again, just like to shout out to Siegfried for letting me borrow his these two figures for us to review. So again, guys, thank you for watching. Keep safe and see you on my next video.